After a very early rise, we arrived at the Mitchell Falls car park at around 8 am. And with a forecast in the high 30s, we wanted to avoid walking back to the car in the heat of the afternoon. So loaded with lunch, snacks, water and our swimming attire, we headed off. Liz, Tony, Kenny, Andrew and myself. First stop was the Little Merton Falls.
Well, that's pretty ordinary. We swam there last time.
Here?
Yeah.
The next stop was Big Merton Falls, with its high cliff face that you actually walk across to continue to the falls. It's also a good place to stop and take a spell.
You're missing me, you ring every day to find out how I'm going.
Who does?
Cliff. They're going down there. Cliff and Snow's for two tonight.
There's something down there, swimming.
Yes.
Turtle.
Turtle or a tortoise.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, we've made it to Mitchell Falls. The second time that we've been in here, it just doesn't disappoint. Just does not disappoint. About an hour and a half to walk in, and it actually wasn't too bad because the water levels are down. A lot of the riverbed where we would have had to climb up over the escarpment, we can walk along the riverbed. So did it in about an hour and a half. So yeah, very, very nice. Well, this is a little bit different because last time we came in here, we went out on the So today we're going to walk out. So we've dammed up the neck chiefs. We've had a refreshing swim, filled up with glucose and sugars and drinks, and now we're going to beeline it back to the car. As you can see, it's a bit warm and the moisture is starting to come out of all of us. We make it back to the car in good time and start to rehydrate using different methods, icy poles, water, and for some, a 4X before we tackle the track back to camp.
I never wrapped it. Your daughter did.
Hey Melly, I've gone to open my present this morning. You wrapped it in Christmas paper, you Wally. Oh, there's no doubt about it. Alright, here we are. I'm going to open my present. Thank you, all of you that contributed to it. Oh wow! A Milwaukee soldering iron. Wow, just what I've always wanted. Beautiful, thank you. Oh, this is camp set up at King Edward, the King Edward campground. So, been here, this is the second night. We did the trip in yesterday to Mitchell Falls. And yeah, so just a bit of an idea of the layout, bit of space, not bad campsites, that's about all.
Now we all know that we've seen these termite mounds all on our trips. Here's a big one I'll show you. But we've never seen one actively working. Well, guess what? We found one, and one I'm going to show you.
There you go, nature at its best. Boys are out there, they're building. You can see the actual mucus in the nest, and obviously it hardens up. A bit of sun on it over time, it sets like glue. That's incredible. Termite mounds in the Australian outback, particularly in the Northern Territory and Northern Queensland, are known for their impressive size and complex architecture, some reaching up to 8 metres in height. These structures, often referred to as cathedral or magnetic mounds, are built by specific termite species and serve as both a dwelling and a ventilation system for the termite colony. We can compare termite mounds with icebergs. Indeed, only a third is visible above the surface. All the rest, termites build their nests by mixing soil and saliva, and in some cases feces, to create mud structures that can be on or in the ground.
Now, as you can see, this one here is almost complete, whereas the one at the top, they are just starting to build that one.
Yeah, it's been a bit done.
Yeah.
It's in the process of firming up.
I think the ants have taken over that one.
Yeah. There is a designated swimming hole just a few hundred metres from our camp, and we did enjoy a nice long soak last night after our walk into the falls. Well, it's time to replenish the drinks fridge, and then we pack up and hit the road to discover some more of what the Kimberley and the Gibb River Road has to offer.
Morning, John.
Morning, Liz.
That termite nest was just amazing.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Absolutely. We got up to... Mate, oh,
Go!
Mate, I'm sitting around about 70, 75, seems to be nice. So yeah, the termite, Kenny found it this morning. And then we went and had a look at it. And we have known what was going to happen. We would have set a bloody time lapse up because we went over and you could actually see the mucus and they were building the nest. And then we went back and had a look just before we left, and the thing was nearly complete. So I don't know, I'll have to do a bit of research, but I don't know whether it closes, like they build during the night and then they close it off for the heat of the day, whether it's now complete and that's it, it just now hardens in the sun.
Yes.
I don't know.
That was fascinating.
It was fascinating, wasn't it?
Right. Anyway, we've just left King Edward River Camp after going into Mitchell Falls yesterday. We did the walk in and we did the walk out, which was fascinating.
I just said, I didn't think I wanted a little piece yesterday that it's just, there wasn't as much water, but the whole thing was we enjoyed it. It was just a whole different thing. We were sitting there, the first time we went, the roar of the water coming over the three falls, you can hardly see sort of thing. And yet yesterday it was quite surreal. It was quiet, it was peaceful. Fortunately we got there, but the only ones there. So a whole new experience.
And it was your birthday yesterday.
It was. It was a lovely day. I'll remember that one forever. Yeah.
Yes. A yellow fish curry for tea.
It was. Girls cooked it up. It was just magnificent.
Followed by some beautiful fruitcake.
Yeah. Brought a bit of fruitcake along, so time to break it out. Better time, someone's birthday. All right, well, we're making our way to, we think, Mount Elizabeth Station today. We're going to do a stop in at Drysdale. So fuel, water. We were talking to some people last night that says there's very few supplies in the shop. So there must be nothing due for a semi to turn up. They're still pretty right for supplies.
Yes.
But some of the guys that need fuel, we certainly put a bit of water in the tank. We've only done about half of it, so we've worked out pretty conservatively.
Yes.
The amount of days that we've totally been off grid, 7, 8, nearly 11, 12 days or something. It's cool. All right. Well, we're going to plod down the touch wood. At the moment, you can see we're actually talking to in the car. The road is not too bad. It does deteriorate a little bit further up here. We noticed when we came in, but yeah, it's not too bad. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. All right. Cheers, guys. See you later in the day.
Later.
Whilst the road was generally good, there were however damaged parts, mostly at sections where there were dried up river crossings like these. After refuelling at Drysdale Station, the push was on to get to Mount Elizabeth for camp tonight. This road can be unforgiving, so care and attention are paramount. some amazing places to camp out here, like this one on the banks of the Gibb River. So if you're heading this way, particularly during school holidays, you might consider pulling up early in the afternoon to secure a spot, as I'm sure it gets very busy.
On our way to Mount Elizabeth Station.
This was our camp set up at Mount Elizabeth Station for the next couple of days. So once we got organised, it was off to Wunnammurra Gorge for a swim. It took us a little while to find a spot that was both deep and had room for all of us. But once we found this spot, it was great. In fact, we didn't want to leave until we realised the time was getting away.
We've taken over to the beach and we've got an helicopter. What I pay for it.
Snowed it was up to see where that those ledges are. That's where it was up to when we were here last time. Where those ledges are there.
Yeah, right.
As much as it was a pain driving into the setting sun, I was looking forward to the drive out with the sun setting on the dusty road. Should make for some nice photos. Have a look at the light coming through the bit of dust coming through the trees. This is spectacular. This morning we headed off to visit Wunnammurra Gorge. Now this is about a 10-kilometre track that starts off okay. We had been advised at the station that it had deteriorated considerably over the tourist season, particularly the last 3 to 4 kilometres. They did not exaggerate. It starts off as a sandy track with a couple of shallow creek crossings, then becomes rocky and shaly with some medium step that needs some strategic wheel placement to avoid under-vehicle damage. That without banging the bottom. I don't know how, but we did. Wow, that was a bit gnarly. Cool. All right. Well, we're on our way to Wunnammurra Gorge. We're going to go in to spend a few hours in there. It's a pretty spot. We've been in there a few times, and these people who were with us haven't been. So it's a cracking bloody spot to go into for a day. How's that, Liz?
Well, there was some good tyre action there, John.
I'm sure it was.
Let me put my seatbelt back on.
Main thing is it didn't go bang underneath.
No, it did not. Position.
It is. Helps to lift the vehicle to clear the underbody bits, although there's a very small amount of clearance to these things. Right, I'll progress on a bit. Sure you haven't driven past them?
No, we have not. Snad, you went down this hill, didn't you?
This is where things started to get a bit hectic, and we had lost visual contact with the vehicles in front, and the condition of the track had started to deteriorate considerably, so we were thinking that we may have missed a turn and driven past them.
You haven't gone past them.
But we just needed to put some faith in the map, which said that we were heading in the right direction, plus we had not seen any turn-offs. What oil drum?
Way back on the track was an oil drum on the track. There was only a little grassy track to the right. We've just gone straight ahead.
There you go. We have them in sight. After some consultation, it was decided to leave the vehicles at this point and walk the rest of the way. Was it worth it? Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is where the road stops. This is where we parked.
We had some lunch and must have spent a good couple of hours here before returning up the ladders to the vehicles. With no damage sustained coming in, we now had the return trip to contend with and make the trek back to camp.
So far, so good.
This is the drive out of Wunnammurra Gorge. Takes 10 kilometres and takes about an hour just to get to the car park. And then you've got another half-hour walk from there. Beautiful waterhole though.
Don't stir it up. Do it. Do it yourself. Do it.
This is our beautiful camp setup at Mount Elizabeth Station. It's a beautiful property. You can do a drive to Wunnammurra Gorge where you can, well, most times swim. It's a little bit low today. And then we did Wunnammurra Gorge yesterday, which is a 10-kilometre drive in, and it's quite a bit bony in places. A good drive. And that's where you can swim down the bottom of the gorge. You've just got to step down some ladders to get to the bottom, and it is just amazing. Anyway, this is us. We're about to pack up and move on to our next destination, which should be Mount Barnett Station.
Yeah.
Transport comes in many ways out here, and helicopters have a multitude of jobs. We spoke to these guys last night and they were heading off to another mustering job further north in the Kimberleys.
Leaving Mount Elizabeth Station.
Wow, what a great day yesterday. And actually we had 2 nights at Mount Elizabeth Station. So 2 nights sort of gives you enough time, Liz, doesn't it, to do what you want to do, what you can do, I guess, on the station. You could stay longer.
Yes.
It would be really easy to stay longer.
Most definitely.
But we spent the day in at Wunnammurra Gorge yesterday. Went in, it's a nice little drive, a bit technical, rough in places, but yeah, we had a ball. And then we would have spent a good couple of hours, 2 and a bit hours in there, took a bit of lunch.
Yes.
Had a swim, had some lunch, had another swim, stood underneath the waterfall. Bloody spectacular. And that afternoon when we got in, we went to
Wunnammurra Gorge.
Wunnammurra Gorge. And spent a bit of time there. We were a bit late getting in there, but again, if you had another day, you could just go in there, lovely sandy beach, set up an umbrella and a chair and take a bit of lunch.
Enjoy the day there.
And just enjoy the day there. Yeah, get the water cooked down, get out.
Our last night was topped off with exceptional meal supplied by
we had a meal in the restaurant.
Yes.
So
yes, we had a meal in the restaurant, which was beautiful. Nice bit of eye fillet, cooked perfectly, potato bake, roast pumpkin, salad, and topped off apple crumble for dessert.
Yeah. And the beef's their beef, which was really good.
Yes.
So nice, it was juicy, it was tender. Well, old mate looked after it, it was good. So today, I've just seen the old mate, the helicopter, they're off to do a bit of mustering. So they were just leaving, and so are we, and we're heading to Mount Barnett and Manning Gorge today. So not a really big drive, too long, probably take us maybe a couple of hours. No hurry.
And another gorge to do some swimming.
Swimming in, yeah. So we'll just camp up there for a few days and do the walk in probably tomorrow, and then we'll work our way further down the infamous Jib River Road.
Yes.
Really special to do it this time because we're not in any sort of hurry. It's just doing it at our leisure. All our friends have got no real commitments, and it's just, yeah, we like it, we stay. We don't like it, we move on. So I don't know what's going to happen when we get down here a little bit further. We have got oncoming traffic too.
Oncoming traffic, guys, with a caravan.